Welcome to the Creative Train Podcast, Episode 2, coming at you from a slightly cooler attic studio in my home. The temps seem to have dropped the last couple of evenings, and I thought I'd take advantage of this nice, cool Wednesday evening around 10:30 to talk about a really important thing that every creator and artist has faced in their evolution. And that's, how do you sell your stuff? How do you value it? So in this episode, we're going to take a look at the cost versus value paradigm. Are you ready? As part of launching Creative Train online, I knew I needed a catchy logo for my branding. Something simple, something clear, concise, but something that also reflected a bit of my kooky, quirky nature. I knew what I wanted, roughly, but I'm far from a graphic designer. And I don't have any of the software or any of the facility for manipulating images. And I didn't want to get some weird AI rendering. So I hired a professional graphic designer, and the guy I went with is local, has a great reputation for versatility and creativity. And knowing he's an artist, I proposed a barter for the logo design, an art for art exchange. In exchange for the logo design, I offered a custom designed stained glass piece for around the same budget that he would charge for rendering the logo. And he agreed to that happily, and we got down to work. So in about 2 days, he sent me some really excellent renderings from his mind and his computer, based just on my verbal description of how and what I wanted the Creative Train logo to look. I was really impressed with his creativity and accuracy, but also in the turnaround time. He sent me later a basic image of what he wanted as a stained glass piece, which ended up being like a family initial or surname, a crest of sorts in their preferred colors. That afternoon, I picked out a few examples and colors and textures and types of glass that I have in stock and sent him a bunch of photos, and he made his choices. And then I got down to work. Start to finish, it took me about 4 solid hours. I tend to work quickly when I have a deadline. And I just finished it the other day. And we're going to be meeting in a few weeks where I can deliver it to him, because putting stained glass in the mail is a bad idea. So if I were to break down my materials and time, it does exceed what his charge would have normally been if I had just designed this piece and built it from scratch on my own. But we both are getting exactly what we wanted out of the partnership. And do I feel there's some sort of imbalance or balance owing? Not at all. His image that he designed for me will be used hopefully for a long, long time online. It doesn't degrade. I can use it in print advertising, and my stained glass piece will bring the beauty of color and a sense of family pride to his home. So this is the paradigm, or the issue, I guess. It's not much of a paradigm, but the issue we're faced with, not only as creators and artists, but also as teachers. And that's how much value, talking monetary value here, because as artists that want to sell our work, that's what we have to basically bring everything down to, is what's it going to cost you? So how much value do we place on our time and the quality of information, inspiration, materials used that we share with those who hire us? Knowledge is truly invaluable, and there can't really be a dollar price put on it. But the true value to the client is being able to learn from our collected and collective experience. Our education wasn't free, and nobody gave us the tools and materials we use. And we have learned the efficient and effective methods to use all those things for the absolute best result. That is the value part. The cost of that experience and learning was only ours to bear. The price of and that experience is our product. You become the product. If we put a dollar figure on every act of sharing and teaching and learning, we're not acting in our client's best interest, which could lead some people to say, well, why aren't you doing your coaching sessions for free? Why don't you just go out and play with your band for free if the money's not important? I'm not saying it's not important. I'm saying that's my commodity. What people pay for is the access to information, to gain insights that can enhance and improve their skills, and those that can only be gained by what I like to call doing the thing. I've done the work. Having been a music teacher for more than 30 years, I've had over 50,000 interactions with music students, which in retrospect, I look at it as 50,000 opportunities to refine and perfect my delivery of information and display of technique. It does happen a lot in the music industry that because we seem to be enjoying ourselves while performing, we shouldn't really charge for our time because we're just there having fun, right? So would I get better gigs if I frowned while I was performing? No. Music is fun. But I worked really, really hard and invested a lot of energy and money to get to where I am. The rewards in performing arts come years after learning the how part. So the biggest takeaway from this session is keeping your perspective on the balance of a teacher-student/client relationship. That perspective is not one of a master and servant, but one of your position of influence being of value to the student. Mutual respect through things as simple as gratitude, acknowledging success, but also holding the student accountable and putting your information and lessons to use and allowing a free flow of thoughts and ideas and inspiration back and forth. Teaching is so much more than just reciting facts and demonstrating technique. It's about working to establish a genuine connection with communication, empathy, and the shared joy and sorrow of successes and failures, and especially letting your students know that you were once in their shoes. And it goes a long way to establish a solid, long-lasting relationship and being the type of teacher that you would have wanted to have. So this issue, this paradigm, whatever you want to call it, on display, is a new way to think about basically how to monetize your experiences. Not everyone with a lot of experience can be a great teacher. I've seen it over and over. Either the instructor has lost touch with their memory of being totally new to something and has no patience for beginners, or they don't make an effort towards any actual connection with the students and will merely recite things as if they are dictating from a manual. Your success as a teacher, as a creator, can be seen most clearly in the success of your students and the smiles on the face of your clients. Thank you for checking out episode 2 of the Creative Train podcast. Coming up, I have a lot of really cool things that I want to share with you about my time in not only the music industry, but in performing arts, in visual arts, creating and teaching. And hopefully we can work together to make you not only a better creator and teacher, but a happy one as well.